Hello, and welcome to part one of a three-part project on the population and economy of Athens-Clarke County, Georgia, home of the University of Georgia. My name is Matthew Bodine, and I will be presenting on the population composition of Athens-Clarke County. This population composition analysis will evaluate changes in age and sex for Athens-Clarke County, Georgia, from 2000 to 2019. Athens-Clarke County is a consolidated city-county government, meaning the governments for the city of Athens and Clarke County are merged into a single political and geographic unit. Data for this section comes from the U.S. Decennial Census and the American Community Survey. Specific censuses and surveys are specified for each chart and table, and full citations are at the end. The population composition analysis is built on a few assumptions. First, the premise of demographic analysis is that populations can only change by births, deaths, and migration into or out of a place. For this analysis, migrations occur when someone moves residence across the county line, a situation where a person moves from the urban area of Athens into the surrounding rural area would not be considered a migration because they stayed within the same county. There are also some assumptions about the census data collection process. It is assumed that the census counted every person accurately. Accuracy can be an issue when the census is unable to contact the residents of a household. In this situation, a census worker will ask the neighbors questions. Information then depends on the knowledge of the neighbors, which can be more inaccurate in apartments where residents are more transient. Despite these assumptions, our group is confident in the data and analysis completed. In 2000, the population of Athens-Clarke County, Georgia was 100,274 people. The population pyramid forms a unique shape. The youngest three cohorts for males and females each represent about 4 to 5% each of their gender's population. The 15 to 19 years cohorts are double that representation at 10.5% for males and 11.5% for females. The next cohort, 20 to 24 years, doubles in size again to represent almost 23% of the total population, or 23,056 people. This sudden increase is followed by a just as sudden decrease. The 25 to 29 years cohorts are half the size at 10.7% for males and 8.4% for females. Each successive cohort is slightly smaller proportionally and in count, thus forming a steep-sided pyramid shape. In 2010, the population of Athens-Clarke County, Georgia was 115,452. This population pyramid is very similar to the previous one. The 15 to 19 years cohort is about twice the size of the 10 to 14 years cohort, and the 20 to 24 years cohort is over twice the size of the 15 to 19 years cohort. Its count increased to 26,315 people, yet proportionally is still the same at about 23% of the total population. The 25 to 29 years cohort is still half the size of the 20 to 24 years cohort, and it is the base of a pyramid shape formed by the older cohorts. However, there are three cohorts from 40 to 54 years that break the trend and create a brief column shape by being all similarly sized. In 2019, the population of Athens-Clarke County, Georgia was 124,719. The 2019 population pyramid maintains the same shape of the previous two, yet it starts to break from the pattern in a few ways. Despite an increase in population, the 20 to 24 years cohort decreased in size from 2010 to 22,267 people, or 18% of the population. The adjacent older and younger female cohorts increased in size from 2010 by about 500 people for the 25 to 29 years cohort and almost 1,500 people for the 15 to 19 years cohort. Both of these cohorts are more than half the size of the 20 to 24 years female cohort. They account for some, but not all, of the total increase in population. The pyramid shape is also less clear among older cohorts. There is now a slight bulge represented by the 50 to 64 years cohorts. These cohorts are the same ones that caused the column shape in the 2010 census 9 years earlier. Pictured here is a side-by-side comparison of the population pyramids for Athens-Clarke County, Georgia, from 2000 to 2019. It reveals overarching trends regarding births, deaths, and migrations for the city-county. First, births are fairly constant. Proportionally, the under 5 years cohort stays between 5 to 6.5% for males and females from 2000 to 2019. While the count for the under 5 years cohort grows, it is not uniformly. There is an increase of over 1,500 young children from 2000 to 2010, but a smaller decrease of almost 250 children from 2010 to 2019. Second, deaths are decreasing. The size of the oldest cohorts increases over time. In 2000, 4 cohorts 65 years and older had over 1,000 people each, male and female 65 to 69 years, female 70 to 74 years, and female 74 to 79 years. By 2019, 6 had over 1,000 people each, with 3 of these being nearly 2,000 or more people. Male and female 65 to 69 years, male and female 70 to 74 years, and male and female 75 to 79 years. Following the same cohort as the ages from 2000 to 2019 reveals it doesn't gain population, so there is no substantial migration. Therefore, increases in the elderly population is likely due to them living longer. Finally, there are several in and out migrations occurring in Athens-Clarke County that stay consistent from 2000 to 2019. As noted before, the 15 to 19 years cohort is about twice the size of the 10 to 14 years cohort, and the 20 to 24 years cohort is about twice the size of the 15 to 19 years cohort. This stays consistent from 2000 to 2019 with few exceptions. These sudden increases in population can only be explained by migration, since there are not any similarly sized cohorts from birth to 14 years. A similarly sized outmigration occurs between the 20 to 24 years cohort and the 25 to 29 years cohort. As the 20 to 24 year cohort ages, it is expected that older cohorts would be of similar size in later years if all of its members stayed in Athens-Clarke County. However, this does not happen. Also, these migrations are ongoing because they occur over the entire time period. The University of Georgia is the cause of these migrations. The in-migrations are young adults moving in to attend college. The out-migration is graduates leaving for employment or living arrangements outside of Athens-Clarke County. Furthermore, changes in population among adults 25 and older reveal a trend of growing influence. In 2000, these adults numbered 51,000 and were 51% of the total population. In 2010, that increased to almost 60,000 and 52% of the population. By 2019, adults 25 and older numbered almost 70,000 and 56% of the total population. When comparing Athens-Clarke County demographics with other counties in the United States, 3 cohorts emerge as outliers. They are the female 15 to 19 years cohort and the male and female 20 to 24 years cohorts. In order to be considered outliers, the percentage of each gender's population for each cohort must be greater than 3 standard deviations away from the mean percentage of all U.S. counties. Descriptive statistics for all U.S. counties are pictured. For the female 15 to 19 years cohort, the mean is 6.18%, the median 6%, and the standard deviation is 1.63. meaning an outlier would be greater than 11.07%. For the female 20 to 24 years cohort, the mean is 5.8%, the median 5.4%, and the standard deviation is 2.31, meaning an outlier would be greater than 12.73%. For the male 20 to 24 years cohort, the mean is 6.49%, the median 6.1%, and the standard deviation is 2.57, meaning an outlier would be greater than 14.2%. In conclusion, the University of Georgia will maintain a large influence over the demographics of Athens-Clarke County, Georgia. The 20 to 24 years cohort representing college students will continue to be an outlier and constitute a large portion of the local population into the future. However, there is a growing interest in Athens-Clarke County among non-college adults. Steady increases in the counts and proportion of total population for adults 25 and older support this. Moving forward, planners in Athens-Clarke County will still need to pay close attention to the needs and wants of college students. They will also need to be aware of administrative decisions at the University of Georgia regarding enrollment. In addition, planners may want to give greater attention to the needs and wants of older adults whose representation in the population is growing. Athens-Clarke County does face the risk of problems with the 2020 census results. The issues associated with getting an accurate count discussed earlier under assumptions are especially acute in college towns, and the COVID-19 pandemic exacerbated these problems in 2020. Athens-Clarke County's status as an outlier among the college-age cohort confirms its college town county status. This population composition analysis suggests that Athens-Clarke County meet these conditions that are more likely to lead to inaccurate census counts. Thank you for listening to my presentation. As seen on the screen are the references to the various Census Bureaus and American surveys that were used in this presentation.